Good afternoon, students. I want to reintroduce myself. My name is Miss Gonzalez. I am your school guidance counselor. Okay. Um, Now, I'm just coming in here. None of you are in trouble, but I wanted to come in and talk to you a little bit about bullying. Okay. I've had some complaints put in from students and parents, and some of your teachers have told me that some of you are not being very nice to each other. Okay, so I wanted to come in and talk to you a little bit about bullying and what bullying is. Okay, and I want to be able to guide you, so you have somebody safe you feel you can talk to, as well as so you can know how to um, stop the bullying. Okay, so that it doesn't go any further than it has to go. Right? So what I want to start out with, I want to ask how many of you know what bullying is or have an idea of what bullying is or can give me an example of bullying? Okay, yes? That's right, Kevin. So bullying, it can be being mean to somebody. Okay? Can anybody else tell me? All right. Thank you, Stacy. Yes, so like Stacy said, it could be somebody calling somebody a name or pushing them. Okay, anybody else? Right. It can be somebody who's spreading a rumor about somebody else. Okay, so the definition of bullying, it's unwanted aggressive behavior among school-aged children. Okay, now it doesn't have to be just children. Bullying can happen at all ages. It can happen in 6th grade, it can happen in middle school, it can happen in high school, okay? And it's happening even as young as you 1st and 2nd graders, okay? So bullying, it can include activities such as making threats, spreading rumors, okay, like Tiffany said, attacking somebody physically, okay, so hitting them or pushing them, or verbally, which would be calling them a name or making fun of them for something, and excluding somebody from a group on purpose. Okay, raise your hand if you have ever said that somebody can't play with you because you don't like them. Okay, a couple of you. What about at lunch when somebody wants to sit at your lunch table with you? Okay, how many of you guys have ever said, no, you can't sit with us, or go sit over there? Okay, a few of you have, because I've heard it. Okay, so small things like this can be looked at as bullying, okay? It can hurt people's feelings and make them feel really bad about themselves. Okay, so more on bullying. Like I said, it can be leaving somebody out of a group activity on purpose, such as being part of a clique or letting others join in. Okay, when you're playing basketball with your friends, you guys tend to group together. So if a stranger comes up and says, can I play with you? Sometimes you say yes and sometimes you say no. If you say no because you just don't want that person to play with you, then that can be considered bullying. Okay, ignoring someone or giving them the silent treatment, right? So say you get upset with your friend and instead of talking to them about it, what do? You just ignore them, or you say, I'm not talking to you, and you walk away, or you just go on and don't talk to them. Okay, that can be considered bullying. Another more popular one is using the internet, such as an instant messenger or an email, to hurt somebody's feelings. If you send a text message, if you call somebody, okay, that can be considered bullying as well. Now, most of you guys don't have a cell phone, okay, but you can probably see that sometimes it happens to your older brother or sister, or maybe an older cousin. Okay, they might get some really mean text message and then they get sad about it. Or they might be sending a really mean text message and they think it's funny, so they laugh at it. Okay, that can also be considered bullying. Okay. So making fun of somebody for being different. Okay, in our school, we like to teach students about multiculturalism, which means people coming from different areas and different backgrounds and having different ideas and laughing at different jokes and learning differently. Okay, sometimes when people have trouble reading, then other students think it's funny and they might make fun of the student. Okay, but that hurts their feelings, and we can't make fun of them, and we can't do that on purpose because it might embarrass them or it might make them not want to come to class or have to read out loud. Okay, the same thing with a math problem. Some people aren't as good as math, or sometimes there's somebody in class who's the class clown and they disrupt, and so sometimes people make fun of that student, right? So they're being different, which means, or somebody might dress differently. Okay, somebody might have crazy hair, or they might have pink hair, or purple hair, or green hair, or they might have really short hair, or they might have really long hair. Okay, or they might wear it in some way that's different. So that's all part of being different. And sometimes I hear you all making fun of each other for that. Okay, that can be considered bullying, and it can hurt the other person's feelings. Okay, another type of bullying is forcing someone to do something that they don't want to do. Okay, so if you keep pressuring somebody and you keep telling them to do this, do this, do this, and it's all just to laugh at them or to make fun of them, that can be considered bullying. Okay, so we have to be very careful with that. If somebody tells you no, then you have to respect that, and you have to understand that that person does not want to do that. Okay? Another one, physical abuse. Okay? Now, can anybody tell me or give me an example of what is considered physical abuse? Right, okay? Can be hitting somebody, pushing somebody, tripping somebody. Okay, that's all physical abuse. Now, say if you're playing basketball, for example, and you guys are playing and you're trying to get the ball away and the person falls down on accident. Is that considered bullying? No, that's not considered bullying. It's an accident, right? And you guys are playing, so the person may fall down, and you can help them up and say, "Oh, I'm sorry," etc. Okay, and that's not considered bullying. However, if you just say you're in the lunch line and you go up to somebody and you just push them out of the way, is that bullying? Yes, that can be bullying. Okay, so it's very important that we're watching our actions and what we do and how we treat others. Okay, so bullying is often done on purpose, and it can happen anywhere. Okay, it can happen at school, it can happen at the park. If any of you guys play sports, how many of you play sports? Raise your hand. Oh, a few of you, okay. So it can happen when you're playing sports. It doesn't have to be at school or at the park. It can be on the field. You can be calling each other names on the field. You can be pushing each other, trying to hurt somebody on purpose. Okay, that's called bullying. Bullying can even happen at home, right? Often, sometimes when the person's being bullied, they have a hard time defending themselves, right? So they can't push you back, or they don't want to call you names back, or they don't know what to say because they're so embarrassed, right? If somebody's doing that, that can be a sign of bullying. Okay, so let's look at the bully. Okay, as you can see, it's this really big guy, and then there's this little smaller guy saying, "Whoa, don't do that." Okay, so often they may bully out of anger or frustration. Okay, so sometimes when somebody's bullying somebody, it might be because inside they're hurting, because they're mad or they're frustrated. Okay, or they might be trying to win respect of others. They might think that if I'm mean to these people, then everybody's gonna like me. Okay, that doesn't always happen though. Okay, if you're mean to everybody, who's going to want to be your friend, right? So we don't want to be mean to each other. They might be scared of you, but that doesn't mean they're your friend, okay? Many bullies sometimes, they've been bullied themselves, which means somebody was mean to them or somebody called them a name. And so now they want to do that to somebody else, right? Because it might make them feel better, or it might be something that they learned and they think it's okay, right? And sometimes they do it to feel more powerful, okay? Sometimes they're like, if this person's scared of me, nobody's gonna mess with me, right? So we don't like that either. We don't want to do that either. Right? So who can be the target of bullying? Okay, anybody can be the target of bullying. However, the bully or the target are either smaller or bigger than most kids their age. Okay, sometimes they might be really small and they're getting picked on by somebody who's bigger than them or older than them. Okay, sometimes they may target somebody who's different. Okay, somebody who might have, like I said, have a different colored skin or different colored hair or talk differently than all of us talk, right? Sometimes they may not have a name that's ordinary. Okay, what if they have a really funny name or a really long name? Okay, that's also somebody who might be bullied more than a regular student. And like I said before, we like to embrace people who are different, and we like to talk to them and learn about them and welcome them. Right? So how do you deal with bullying? Okay, one thing you can do is you can ignore them. Okay, pretend you don't hear them, don't look at them, don't cry, don't get mad, just don't have a reaction. Act like it doesn't bother you at all. Okay, don't show them you're upset. And then you want to talk to somebody else about it. Okay, it can be a teacher, maybe your teacher's aide. It can even be me, who's your guidance counselor. It can be an older sister, older brother, maybe an older cousin, okay? Or it can be your parents, okay? What if your mom or dad? You can talk to them about it. Or you can talk to your aunt about it, or your grandma, or your grandpa, or your uncle. You can just talk to somebody about it, okay? Another thing you can do is respond to the bully evenly and firmly, okay? Say, stop, I don't want to hear this. Or stop, I don't like that. Can you stop doing that, please? Okay, and you can walk away. And sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes the person who's bullying you will keep going and keep going. So what you can do is you ignore them, and then you can go and talk to somebody you trust about it, okay? Talk to an adult that you trust. So sometimes we may not be the bullies, but we might watch them bullying another person, okay? So when that happens, how many of you would say, stop, don't bully this person? Okay, a few of you. Okay, that's okay. Sometimes people who witness the bullying, they don't want to step in because sometimes they're scared that the bully might start bullying them, okay? Or sometimes they think, oh man, this bully, they get what they want, so I'm going to be friends with this bully and I'm not going to say anything because then they won't bully me, and then I'll be fun. Everybody will like me too, okay? Sometimes students don't think that speaking up will help, okay? They don't want to be a tattletale or a snitch, okay? But in cases like this, it's very important that if you see bullying, if you don't want to step in and say, stop, don't do that, then it's important that you let an adult know, okay? When you let an adult know, they can step in and they can help the other student who's getting bullied, and they can talk to the person who's bullying, okay? And they can help resolve the issue or make the problem go away, or talk to the students and explain to them that it's not okay, that it's not nice. Right? So what are some things you can say if someone's getting bullied? Like I said, say stop, or say cut it out, or say that's not funny. Okay? If you don't laugh at what the bully is saying, or you don't respond to him, then eventually the bully will stop bullying because they don't have that attention anymore. Okay? So, does bullying have to be a part of growing up? What do you guys think? No, that's right. All right, so each and every person has the right to feel safe, okay? Whether it's at school or at home, when they're playing a sport on the field or at the park, okay? They have the right to feel safe, like nobody's going to hurt them, or nobody's going to upset them or make them mad or make them cry, okay? They have the right to feel good about themselves. So with that being said, I want to go into the golden rule, which is treat others the way you want to be treated. Okay, stand up for someone when he or she needs it. And when you need it, someone will stand up for you. Okay, so how many of you want to have somebody come and make fun of you? Okay, no, nobody's hands go up, huh? What about how many of you guys want someone to come up and push you or trip you? Okay, nobody, right? So if we don't want that to happen to us, then we can't do that to other people, right? So how can we stop being a bully? If you're a bully, here are some ways to stop, okay? Apologize to the people that you have bullied, okay? Or follow up by being friendly, okay? Say, I'm sorry that I pushed you, or I'm sorry I made fun of you. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. Okay? Right away, they may not trust you and they may stay away a little bit, but eventually when they see that you're not calling them names anymore, or you're not pushing them anymore, or tripping them anymore, then they might want to be your friend. Right? If you have a hard time feeling good about yourself, explore ways to boost your own self-esteem. What's going to make you feel good? Okay, are you really good at a certain sport? Maybe you can focus on that. Or, okay, if you feel like you have trouble controlling your feelings, okay, sometimes you might get really, really mad, or sometimes you might get really sad, okay? If that happens, then you can come talk to me. Okay? Or you can talk to your teacher and just tell us, you know what? I don't know why I don't feel good today, but I feel really mad, or I'm upset, or I'm sad. Okay? You can come and talk to us about that at any time that you want, and we're going to listen to you and we're going to help you. Okay? Now, if you're being bullied, it's important. If somebody's picking on you, if somebody's threatening you, if somebody's hurting you physically, then it's important that you reach for help as quickly as possible. Okay? Tell an adult, tell maybe the office aide or a teacher's aide or the teacher. Like I said, you can tell me, you can tell your principal, tell a parent, an older sister or an aunt or a brother, anybody. Just come and find an adult and let us help you, in case you want to speak up about it. Okay, and again, where can you get help if you are being bullied? Can anybody give me an example? Raise your hand. All right, Alex, tell us, who can you go to for help? That's right, you can go to your teacher. Anybody else? Samantha. Okay, right, you can come talk to me or you can talk to the principal. Okay, anybody else? Right. Good job, James. You can go ahead and you can talk to your parents or your brother. Okay, Now remember, it doesn't have to be just your parents or brother at home. It can be your aunt or your uncle, okay, your grandma or your grandpa, an older cousin, right? So, with that being said, does anybody have any questions about bullying? What it is or where to get help from? Okay. Well, thank you, boys and girls, for being a great audience. Okay, I brought some treats for you. Okay, your teacher's gonna hand them out. Everybody gets a pencil, and it says no bullying on it, right? So once you get that, or once I leave, I'm sorry, then your teacher will hand those out to you before you go home today, right? Now remember, if you have any questions or if you feel like somebody's bullying you or you're being a bully or if you just want to talk to somebody, my door is always open, okay? Just tell your teacher, hey, I want to go talk to Miss G, or, just come in the office and I can call your teacher and let her know you're with me, all right? So please, 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 if you have any questions or you want to talk, come and see me or reach out to an adult. All right? Bye, guys.